what makes cinema.
And the Oscar goes to?
From South Korea. What the hell was that all about?
The amusement park films, where the theaters become amusement parks.
This is a really clear indication that we're not the cool club anymore.
Or have you ever been a member of the Congress?
Imagine a world without movies. No silver screens, no popcorn-scented theatres, and no larger-than-life heroes or villains. It's almost unimaginable, isn't it? Yet, just over a century ago, this was the reality. But a change was going to lead a revolution in Hollywood's history. In 1911, a small production company named Nestor Studios established itself in a little-known neighborhood of Los Angeles. Founded by David Horsley, Nestor Studios became the first film studio in Hollywood. In just a decade, the sleepy suburb transformed into a creative hub, with silent film stars like Charlie Chaplin and Mary Pickford becoming global icons, their faces more recognizable than most world leaders. By the Roaring '20s, Hollywood was producing over 800 feature films each year, compared to today's average 500 films. The Dream Factory was in full swing, captivating audiences from New York to Tokyo with tales of love, adventure, and the American spirit. But Hollywood's journey was far from a smooth ride into the horizon. Stars who had captivated audiences with their expressions and pantomime found themselves rendered obsolete overnight. John Gilbert, the great lover of silent cinema, watched his career crumble faster than one could say, talkies.
What's the matter, R.F.?
The jazz singer, that's what's the matter, the jazz singer.
Don't cry, Tootsie, don't cry. Kiss me, Tootsie, goodbye.
Then, colour made its way onto the screen. Gone with the Wind and The Wizard of Oz captivated audiences in 1939 with their Technicolor spectacle. However, not everyone was impressed. Critics dismissed it as a gimmick, a distraction from true cinematic artistry. If only they could see us now, debating the merits of 3D and IMAX. Just when Hollywood believed it had weathered the storm, television invaded American homes. Why go to the movies when entertainment is readily available in your living room? Theatre attendance plummeted. The industry giants who once controlled everything from production to distribution found their empire crumbling. The 1960s and 1970s ushered in a new era of filmmaking. Young, rebellious directors such as Francis Ford Coppola, Martin Scorsese, and Steven Spielberg broke through the barriers of traditional cinema. They introduced us to The Godfather, Taxi Driver, which had both commercial and critical success. Spielberg's Jaws became the first summer blockbuster.
Hey, come on down and chump some of this shit.
Demonstrating that sometimes a rubber shark is all you need to revolutionize the industry. Hollywood shifted gears, focusing on high-concept, big-budget spectacles. Entered George Lucas and Star Wars, a film that not only broke box office records but shattered them, spawning a multi-billion-dollar franchise that continues to thrive today.
I am your father.
Now here we are in 2019. Global box office revenues reached a record $42.5 billion. So, is this Hollywood's happy ending? Not quite. If there's one thing we've learned from this saga, it's that in Hollywood the story never truly ends. It simply transitions to the next scene. For decades, Hollywood didn't just sell the dream, it lived it. Take Charlie Chaplin, who rose from the slums of London to become one of the wealthiest and most recognised figures in the world. Or consider Marilyn Monroe, who transformed from a foster child to a global sex symbol.
Don't you know that a man being rich is like a girl being pretty?
These weren't just characters in a script. They were real-life testaments who proved that with ambition, talent, and a sprinkle of Hollywood magic, anything is possible. Hollywood didn't just show the American dream in the lives of its stars. It was in every movie that came out of the Hollywood. From Capra's It's a Wonderful Life to Sylvester Stallone's Rocky, we watched underdogs rise up and win against all odds. The message was clear. In America, you can achieve anything if you work hard enough. But this didn't stay the same for long. While Hollywood kept showing us this shiny picture of the American dream, the reality behind the scenes started making its way to the limelight. The same industry that stood for opportunity began to show its own barriers, and the untold lies as it was a place of nightmare for some. The glitz and glamour of Hollywood have captivated audiences for over a century. We've marveled at the stars on the silver screen, dreamed of walking the red carpet, and believed in the magic of movies. And for many, Hollywood represents the pinnacle of success, a place where dreams come true and stars are born. But what if behind the dazzling facade lies a darker reality?
Harvey Weinstein, Bob Weinstein, God bless them.
Harvey Weinstein, who believed in us and made this movie.
Harvey and Bob Weinstein.
Harvey Weinstein. Thank you, Harvey Weinstein.
There's a producer I know, successful producer. I will not mention names, but his whole opinion about women on film, from beginning to end, is very brief. He says, women on film, either naked or dead. Both is better. And it's like, whoa!
While Gibson's statements were dismissed by many as nonsensical ramblings, they hinted at a growing undercurrent of distrust in the entertainment industry. Finally, the real bombshell dropped in 2017 with the Harvey Weinstein scandal.
Now with more on Harvey Weinstein, convicted on 2 counts of sexual assault, now facing up to 29 years in prison.
I knew he was an you know, I mean, he was proud of that.
Suddenly, the whispered rumors of casting couches and abuse of power behind the curtains burst into the open. The big lie? That Hollywood was a meritocracy where talent always rose to the top. In October 2017, the New York Times and the New Yorker reported that dozens of women had accused the American film producer Harvey Weinstein of rape, sexual assault, and sexual abuse over a period of at least 30 years. This didn't go down easily, as over 80 women in the film industry eventually accused Weinstein of such acts, something that could no longer go unseen. This darker side of Hollywood isn't just relegated to real-life events. It's seeped into the very films we watch. Take The Truman Show, where Jim Carrey's character discovers his entire life is a fabricated TV show. Or consider Stanley Kubrick's final film, Eyes Wide Shut, which peels back the layers of high society to reveal a world of secret rituals and hidden power structures. Therefore, we're left with a paradox. Hollywood the dream maker is built on nightmares. The industry that sells us happy endings hides its own tales of tragedy and corruption. Yet we keep watching, craving the magic only Hollywood can provide. But the big lie is being exposed, and new voices demand change and accountability. Or we continue to embrace illusion, or we will face the truth. Why is this moment so significant? Because Parasite didn't just win Best Director, it swept the Oscars, taking home Best Picture, Best International Feature Film, and Best Original Screenplay. A Korean-language film with subtitles had just claimed Hollywood's highest honor. It seemed that the Dream Factory was finally awakening to a world beyond its borders. On the surface, this appeared to be a triumph of diversity, a sign that Hollywood was becoming more inclusive and global. After all, isn't this what we have been advocating for? A more representative cinema, where stories from all corners of the world can shine on the grandest stage. To add, Parasite is not merely a foreign film that captured Hollywood's attention. It is a scathing critique of social inequality, a theme that resonates uncomfortably with Hollywood's own realities. The film's depiction of a wealthy family living in blissful ignorance while others struggle in literal underground squalor serves as a powerful metaphor for the entertainment industry itself. Remember the Hollywood we have been discussing? The one that sells dreams while concealing nightmares? Parasite reflects this very dichotomy. It compels us to question the nature of success, the cost of ambition, and the illusions we uphold to maintain our comfortable lives. On one hand, Hollywood has opened doors for international filmmakers and demonstrated that language is no barrier to exceptional storytelling. Films such as Roma, Minari, and Drive My Car have since garnered acclaim on the Oscar stage, indicating a significant change in the industry's perspective. But on the other hand, has Hollywood truly embraced the message of Parasite? Now, we are confronted with a paradox. By celebrating simultaneously embraced change and critiqued itself. It is as if the industry is captured in its own parasitic relationship, feeding off global talent and diverse narratives, while struggling to transform its own structures. The major studios acted as gatekeepers, determining which stories would be told and how they would reach audiences. Star power and substantial budgets dominated the industry. However, the landscape began to change. Independent production houses start to rise above their limitations. A24, the studio behind Moonlight, and Everything Everywhere All at Once, demonstrated bold and original narratives. Suddenly, the Oscars transformed from the playground for major studios into a more inclusive arena. Indian film industries and other global industries rose, producing hits that challenged Hollywood's dominance. Netflix, once a DVD service, began creating original content, with Roma winning 3 Oscars in 2019, signaling a shift in the industry. The pandemic accelerated this shift. With theatres closed, Netflix gained millions of subscribers in 2020. The biggest films of the year premiered on mobile devices and computers, while streaming opened new avenues for content consumption. Franchise films tightened their grip on the box office. The Marvel Cinematic Universe emerged as a cultural juggernaut, prompting Martin Scorsese to famously dismiss them as theme park films.
My observation is that the filmmakers of substance need support.
Yeah.
And the problem is the amusement park films.
Let's say a family wants to go to an amusement park. That's a good thing, you know? And at the amusement park, there's these cinematic expressions. They're new art form. It's something different from films that are shown normally in theaters. That's all. For them, my concern is losing the screens to massive theme park films.
We find ourselves at a crossroads as the power dynamics in cinema shift rapidly, with the definition of film evolving. Traditional studios are under pressure to adapt. Streaming platforms are thriving, and global industries are rising, bringing fresh perspectives and new competition. Hollywood has long leaned on familiar blockbusters and franchises, prioritizing big budgets, special effects, and star power. Yet, independent studios are injecting new life into the industry, taking bold risks on emerging directors, unique scripts, and diverse voices that major studios might once have overlooked. While independent films are gaining traction, mainstream productions still dominate. Hollywood now faces a complex challenge, balancing commercial success with creative integrity. Can Hollywood successfully embrace both commercial success and creative integrity? Or will it ultimately have to choose between them? The answer to this question may well shape the future of cinema worldwide, influencing not only what stories are told, but also how audiences connect with them. As we wrap up our journey through Hollywood's remarkable past, lively present, and the many futures that lie ahead, we find ourselves thinking about the mysterious Star Child from Stanley Kubrick's film 2001, A Space Odyssey. This figure symbolizes technological evolution and human imagination, just like Hollywood has transformed over the years. From the silent black and white films to today's digital masterpieces, Hollywood has constantly changed and reinvented itself. But as new movies are made and fresh stories unfold, we face a big question. Will Hollywood keep evolving into new realms beyond our wildest dreams, creating stories that touch our hearts and minds? We're at a crossroads, much like characters in a Shakespearean play, where big dreams meet the challenges of reality. The future of Hollywood is uncertain. Will it continue to shine as a beacon of creativity, or will it struggle under the weight of its own grand plans? One thing we know for sure, the credits may be rolling on one era of Hollywood, but the next reel is already loading. In this town, you never know where the script will take you next. The only certainty is that as long as there are stories to tell and audiences eager to hear them, the show will go on. Hollywood isn't dying. It's evolving, adapting, and reimagining itself for a new age of storytelling.
You're still here? It's over. Go home.